Today is the 19th of January 2024, and this will be our 35th video on some past papers. Okay, these are past papers. Some of them I guess brought them from the past paper and solved them. Some of them I've gone ahead, I've solved a bit more to show you, to explain other aspects to you in case they ask you to do other things. Okay, and some of them I've shown you methods where you can do it even without doing that topic. Okay, before I start today's lesson, thank you everyone who has subscribed to our channel. Please, if you haven't considered subscribing, can you please subscribe, share, like, follow? Okay, don't keep it to yourself. You help us spread the word. In the comment section, you normally see please follow my notes/scripts. Okay, I write those, okay, because at times I might go ahead of myself. Okay, at times too, maybe I'm trying to record and somebody walks in, and then I might have to, or maybe my phone gets interrupted. Okay, so it's a difference of so many things, but to get an accurate 100%, it might be difficult. That means I have to redo it over and over again, and I will not be able to do that. Okay, so I when I finish upload it, but I try to make sure that there is no error. Okay, so if it did, for instance, this is 9, this is 4, sorry, and that is 9. So if you hear it interchangeably, go by the notes. Okay, the notes are very, very accurate, 100% accurate. Beware of scammers, please. Beware. Okay, don't assume. If I have not said it in the video, it's not coming from me, so please beware. Don't be scammed. Okay, now recap. Watch last video for recap. Okay, now starter. It's amazing if you go into the past papers. Some of the questions are very similar. Okay, same numbers, similar wording, but they've just twisted it a bit. Okay, so it's the same process. So here again, I found another probability question similar to what I've been doing with you in the starter. This is a past paper, a calculator paper, meaning calculators are allowed. Okay, what does the question say? A box contains 9 pineapples. Okay, 4 are ripe. So we've seen a question of counters, 4 are blue. We've seen a question of microphone, 4 are blue. We've seen a question of sweets, 4 are blue. In total, there are 9 of them. So here is another similar question. A total of 9 pineapples, 4 are ripe. Okay, 2 pineapples are taken out of the box at random. Find the probability that at least one of the 2 pineapples are ripe. So at least here means, okay, now let me not go ahead of myself. So this diagram was not given to you. So I use pencil to draw my pineapple. So this is my 1, 2, 3, 4. Because in a box, assuming they brought it from the farm, it can ripen the way, okay, it is grown. Maybe when the box did, it wasn't ripe. But when the shop owner opened it, he realized that in that particular box, 4 arrived, and then 5 of them are not ripe. Okay. So now you want to select 2 pineapples. At least one of them is a ripe one. So it looks similar to the questions we've seen in the past few videos. Okay, so at least one of the pineapples are ripe. Okay, you have 4 ripe ones. So your first case is you are going to choose 2 ripe pineapples because at least one is ripe. So you dip your hand in the box. First one ripe, second one ripe. Okay, it satisfies the condition. Case 2, you dip your hand in the box. First one ripe, but second one unripe. Okay. Case 3, you dip your hand in the box. First one unripe, second one ripe. As long as one is ripe, you satisfy the condition. Now there are 9 pineapples. So if you pick the probability of picking the first one is over 9. Your denominator will be 9. When you pick it, you don't put it back. So you are left with 8. So assuming you picked a ripe one, your first probability will be 4 over 9. If you go back again and pick another ripe one, then it becomes 3 over 8. Assuming you picked the first one and it's unripe, okay, you have 5 unripe, so you have 5 over 9. If you go back and now you pick a ripe one, it will be 4 over 8 because you are left with 8 in the box and there are still 4 unripe ones. The question is saying you should pick at least, what is the probability of picking at least one ripe? Okay, so in the 2 random picking, there should be 1 ripe. Okay, now, so we'll go over again. Okay, so this time, I hope it's not countess, it's not microphone, it's not sweet, but it's a similar question. So I decided to bring it again in the starter to show you and emphasize, because if you understand this principle and you see this type of questions, probability, you should be able to answer it and get your 4 to 5 marks. Okay, and again, it can push you to another grade boundary. This will be the difference from a D to a C, or a C to a B, or from a B to an A, or from an A to an A star. Okay, It gets few marks difference. So let's look at the question. Case 1, you pick 2 ripe pineapple. So first instance, 4 ripe, 9 in total, so 4/9 times, now you have 3 ripe, 8 in total, 3/8. So that gives you 12/72. Or at least 1 ripe, first case, first pineapple ripe, so that'll be 4/9. Second unripe, 5/8. So you have 20/72. Or case 3, first pineapple unripe plus second pineapple ripe. So first unripe pineapple will be 5/8 times second ripe 4/8, which is also 20/72. So you are going to get 3 different cases or 3 different scenarios. So you are going to add all the probability together. I remember when we were doing probability, I said and is times or is add. This is one of the instances. So it's either you pick 2 right, which is 12/72, or which is add 1 right and the other one unripe, 20/72, add, or 1 unripe, second pick ripe, 20/72. So you need to add the 3 together. So when you add the 3 together, you have 12/72 plus 20/72 plus another 20/72, which will give you 52/72. Half 52 is 26. Half of 72 is 36. Half of 26 is 13. Half of 36 is 18. So your probability will be 13 out of 18. Okay. Now the second method, okay, probability will always add up to 1. Okay, it never goes beyond 1. It never goes beyond 100%. Okay, so that is if you are putting it in percentage. So if the probability adds up to 1, then you can take it from the probability of non-right. Okay, so you can find the probability of picking 2 at random twice, no ripe, and then take it from 1. So that means probability of first non-ripe is 5/9, and then probability of picking the second unripe becomes 4, because you've picked 1, so you have 4, and a total of 8, which is 20/72. Now, in place of 1, we can write 72 out of 72 because it's identical. Okay, we've done videos on identical expressions and stuff. Okay, so 72/72 minus 20/72, So now we can subtract the numerators because the denominators are the same. Okay. So 72 minus 20 is 52 divided by 72. Okay. So 26 over 36 if you have it. And then if you have it again, 13 over 18. Okay. So far, we've seen 4 past paper questions. So far, we've seen 4 past paper questions. Similar numbers, different wording. Okay. So they can also give you a similar question. Okay, but you should go to the exam room prepared. If you've done a lot of these questions, there is no way you can go wrong. Okay, and this is why I'm trying to push in as much past papers, okay, possible past papers to you so that you can see, because in maths or in any subject, these questions get asked over and over again. It's just that they might tweak it a bit, but they're the same questions and they're things you've learned from primary school. So if you read a question and you understand what you should do, you can do it to some extent. Okay. Now let's look at today's question. Okay. We've done some videos on algebra. Okay. Now this question here is from a higher paper again, but in this paper you are not allowed to use the calculator. All the questions we've seen so far, calculator, it came from the calculator higher paper. But now this question, this paper, still higher and no calculator. And I was surprised by the question I saw, because this is fairly easy. Find y. 5y minus 3 equals 3y plus 15. We've done complex questions in our algebra series than this. And this is at times what happens. You go into the question exams expecting very, very difficult questions, and then you get in and then they throw questions at you and then you be like, oh, this is fairly easy. Okay, so I'll show you. That's why everything you learn at this point, you should take it seriously. Okay, if you learn the hard stuff and you leave this basic stuff, when a question comes and you don't know what to do, then you are stuck. But this question is 3 marks. When I was looking at the paper, yeah. So now 5y minus 3 equals 3y plus 15. So I'm going to move all the y's to one side, and I'm going to move the whole numbers to the other side of the equation. So I have 5y here, 3y here is positive. If I move it to this side of the equation, to my left, it becomes negative. So immediately I have 5y minus 3y. On this side now I have 15 and then minus 3. So if I take minus 3 to that side, I have plus 3. So 2y equals 18, because 5y minus 3y is 2y. 15 plus 3 is 18. Okay. Now, if I had 5y squared minus 3y, I couldn't write 2y. Then it means I might have to find y, the values of y. Then I'll get a quadratic equation then. So I'll have to equate them into 0 and then find the values of y using the quadratic equation, or using the direct method if I can find the factors, which we'll do very soon. So 2y equals 18, so y equals 9. Simple and short. Okay. Now the second question we have here also, this is a higher paper question, non-calculator paper. Okay, we did something like this in relative frequency. Go back and watch all the probability videos, okay, and help yourself understand when to use what and when to use the other method. But the clue is always in the question. A spinal with 4 sections, A, B, C, and D. Okay. Here is a table of the probability of getting A, B, and C. Okay. What is the probability of getting a D? So, you see, they spin it several times, and they realize that the probability of getting an A is 0.2, of B is 0.3, of C is 0.15, and then they've left D empty. Okay. What is the probability of getting a D? Okay. Now, you can remember probability always adds up to 1. Okay, it will always add up to 1. Okay, never forget that. So if your answer is 1.8, okay, it's wrong in the first place. If they give you the question in percentages and you get 125%, it's wrong, because probability will always total to 1 or 100%. What is the probability of getting a D? So you add the probability of A, of B, of C, and take it from 1. Now note, the table was given to me in decimals, so I would prefer leaving my answer in the decimal form. Somebody might take extra time to leave it in a fraction form or in a percentage form, but if I'm not specifically asked, I'll just leave it, okay, and go and do other questions, because there will be more challenging questions where I might have to think. Okay, these questions are straightforward, so I can do them 2 to 3 minutes and move on to the next. And that's what you want to be doing on the day. You don't want to be spending unnecessary time doing what you've not been asked to do. Okay. So the probability of getting a D is 1 minus probability of A plus probability of getting a B plus probability of getting a C. Okay. So our total probability of A, B, and C and take it from 1. Now if I do that from the figures given to me from the table, I have 0.2 plus 0.3 plus 0.15, which will give me 0.65 or 0.65. And then I'll take that from 1, which will give me 0.35. So here, the probability of getting a D, according to this table, okay, if the values of A, B, and C are different, then D will be different, but I'll still have to add them and subtract from 1. So the probability of getting a D, according to this table, is 1 minus 0.65, which is 0.35. Okay, so 0.35, I'll leave my answer as 0.35, or in percentage form is 35 over 100. If you divide by 5, you get 7 over 20, or 35%. Any of them is right, but I'll just leave my answer here and move on. Okay, so this is a higher paper question. So if you think about it, it's not as it's not impossible for you to get the grade you want if you prepare properly and you go into the exam room and concentrate and just get on with your work and follow the instructions, read the question and understand, okay, and then avoid any distractions. Okay, please, if our video is helping you, subscribe, follow, share, like them, leave us a nice comment. Okay, don't inbox me these beautiful messages. Oh, thank you, this is how your video has helped. Write it in the comment section. Okay, I'd like everyone to see it as well. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video, and I'll see you in the next.